Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in Triply Department, working in ISL Engineering College. So last class we have started with the Unit 5 of Electrical Machine 2 subject. So Unit 5 consists of single phase induction motor and special machines. Under single phase induction motors, we are going to see about double field revolving theory, equivalent circuit of single phase induction motor, operating principle, speed torque characteristics of split phase and capacitor motors, compensated and uncompensated series motor, repulsion motor and universal motor, and their applications. And under special machines, we are going to see about brushless DC motor, construction and principle of operation, switch reluctance motor, its construction and principle of operation, and their applications. So last class I have started out with the double revolving field theory and cross field theory. So these two theory will explain us why single phase induction motor is not self-starting. Okay, as I said earlier, the single phase induction motor is not self-starting, and these two theories, double revolving field theory and cross field theory, proves that. Okay. So now let us see why we are using, what is the reason for the use of single phase rather than three phase motors. Okay. So first we have to know this, why we are going to study single phase motors. So first, for reasons of economy, most houses, offices and also rural areas will be supplied with single phase AC, as power requirements of individual load items will be smaller when compared to industries and other commercial places. So we are going for a single phase induction motors. And second factor is the economics of motor and its branch circuit. That is, fixed loads requiring not more than 0.5 kilowatt can generally be served most economically with single phase power and single phase motor. So single phase motors are simple in construction, they are more reliable, easy to repair, and they are comparatively cheaper in cost, and therefore they will find wide uses in fans, refrigerators, vacuum cleaners, washing machines, and other kitchen equipments, tools, blowers, centrifugal pumps, small farming appliances, etc. So to avoid the need for special branch circuits, portable tools are also usually single phase. So for these two reasons, okay, motors of comparatively small ratings, that is mostly they are in fractional kilowatt ratings. These are manufactured in large numbers to operate on single phase AC at standard frequencies. So instead of three phase induction motors, single phase induction motors are widely used because of economic reasons. So indication of number of such motors can be had from the fact that sum of total of all fractional kilowatt motors in use today exceeds the total of integral kilowatt motors for all types. Single phase motors will perform great variety of useful services at home, offices, factories, business establishments, on the farm and other places where electricity is available. So they will find interesting applications in automatic control devices of various types. So requirement of numerous applications will differ widely, and the motor manufacturing industry has developed several types of such machines, and each type will have operating characteristics that will meet the definite demands. So example, one type will operate satisfactorily on DC or any frequency up to 50 Hz, another will rotate at absolutely constant speed regardless of the load, and some other will develop considerable starting torque, okay, etc. Single phase AC motors can be divided as induction motors, commutator motors and synchronous motors. So induction motors are further classified as split phase, shaded pole and repulsion start induction motors according to the method of producing starting torque. So as I said earlier, they are not self-starting, they need to be attached with some other motor to produce the starting torque. So commutator motors are the series motor, universal motor, repulsion induction motor with various modifications and combination of these types in use. Okay, single phase induction motors in very small sizes, like 1 by 400 kilowatt to 1 by 25 kilowatt will be used in toys, hair dryers, vending machines, etc. Universal motor is widely used in portable tools, vacuum cleaners, kitchen equipment, etc. But the main drawback of single phase motors are low overload capacity, low efficiency, low power factor and low output as compared to three phase induction motor of given frame size. So let us see the construction of a single phase induction motor. So So in single phase induction motor consists of main winding and starting winding. Okay. So the construction of single phase induction motor will be similar to the construction of a three-phase induction motor having squirrel cage rotor, except that the stator is wound for a single phase supply. Okay, here stator is wound for a single phase supply. Other than that, the construction of single phase and three-phase induction motors are similar. Stator is also provided with the starting winding, which is used only for the starting purpose. Okay, so this can be understood from the schematic of single phase induction motor, which is shown in the diagram. Now let us see the working principle of single phase induction motor. When the stator of a single phase motor is fed with single phase supply, it will produce an alternating flux in the stator winding. Okay. So what we are doing, to the stator of single phase induction motor, single phase supply is given and this will produce alternating flux. So as I said earlier, alternating flux will be produced in case of single phase induction motor and rotating magnetic flux will be produced in three phase induction motor. So because of absence of rotating magnetic flux, it is not self-starting. Single phase induction motor is not self-starting. So now alternating current flowing through stator winding will cause induced current in the rotor bars of squirrel cage rotor. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, this induced current in the rotor will also produce alternating flux. So even after both the alternating fluxes are set up, motor fails to start. However, if the rotor is given an initial start by external force in either direction, then motor will accelerate to its final speed and keeps running with its rated speed. So this behavior of single phase motor can be explained by double field revolving theory. Okay. So double field revolving theory states that any alternating quantity, here we are talking about alternating flux. Okay, so any alternating quantity can be resolved into two components having magnitude half of the maximum magnitude of the alternating quantity and both these components rotating in opposite direction. So what we are doing in this theory, that alternating quantity is resolved into two components and having magnitude half of the maximum magnitude of the alternating quantity. That is, maximum flux is phi m and two fluxes A and B will have the magnitude as phi m by 2 and phi m by 2 and they both are rotating in opposite direction. So in these six figures we can understand the operation of why it is not self-starting. Okay, see here phi m and both are in opposite direction. This is phi m, both are opposite direction. So what is happening here? So once it is getting a positive, then coming back to 0, again it is getting negative. That is net torque is equal to 0. So why single phase induction motor is not self-starting? Stator of a single phase induction motor is wound with single phase winding. When the stator is fed with a single phase supply, it will produce alternating flux which will alternate along one space axis only. So alternating flux acting on a squirrel cage rotor cannot produce rotation. Only revolving flux can produce the rotation. So that is why single phase induction motor is not self-starting. So how to make a single phase induction motor as self-starting? Now, as it is not self-starting, to make it as a self-starting, it can be temporarily converted into a two-phase motor while starting. This can be achieved by introducing an additional starting winding, also called as auxiliary winding. So what we are doing here, we are introducing an additional winding which is called as starting winding or auxiliary winding and making the single phase motor to work as a two-phase motor only at the start. The stator of a single phase motor has two windings now, main winding and starting winding. So these two windings are connected in parallel across a single phase supply and they are spaced 90 degrees electrical apart, and phase difference of 90 degrees can be achieved by connecting a capacitor in series with the starting winding. So how can we get this phase difference of 90 degrees? By connecting a capacitor in series with the starting winding. So now motor will behave like a two-phase motor and the stator will produce rotating magnetic field which will cause rotor to run. So once motor gathers speed, say up to 80 to 90% of this normal speed, then starting winding will get disconnected from the circuit by means of a centrifugal switch and the motor will run only on main winding now. After achieving 80% of the speed, the starting winding will get disconnected from the circuit by means of a centrifugal switch and motor will run only on main winding. Now let us see what are the various methods for making single phase induction motor as self-starting motor. So first one is split phase induction motor, second is capacitor start induction motor, third one is capacitor start capacitor run induction motor, And fourth one is shaded pole induction motor. Fifth one is permanent split capacitor motor or single value capacitor motor. So in your final exam, you may expect a long question based on this topic. What are the methods? Or they will give the particular method of starting. Okay, split phase can be asked, capacitor start can be asked, or both capacitor start, capacitor run can be asked, or shaded pole. Okay, so all these methods are very important for final exam point of view, students. So please go through this. Now let us start with our first type of induction motor, split phase induction motor. So in addition to the main winding or running winding, stator of single phase induction motor will carry another winding called as auxiliary winding or starting winding. Centrifugal switch is connected in series with auxiliary winding. Purpose of this switch is to disconnect the auxiliary winding from the main circuit when the motor attains a speed up to 75 to 80% of the synchronous speed. So we know that running winding is inductive in nature. Our aim is to create the phase difference between the two winding, and this is possible if starting winding will carry high resistance. So let us say that I run is the current flowing through the main or running winding, and I start is the current flowing in starting winding, and Vt is the supply voltage. Now let us see the diagram here. So I run is the current in running, I start at the starting winding or auxiliary winding, and this is the centrifugal switch. Vt is the voltage. Phi is approximately equal to 30 degrees. Angle is approximately 30 degrees. Okay. And this is Vt. And I start. I is lagging Vt. And this is I run. I run. So addition of these I start and I run is total current It. So in split phase induction motor, starting in main current will get split from each other by some angle. So this motor got its name as split phase induction motor. So how it got its name? That starting and main current will get splitted from each other by some angle. Okay, I start and I run are splitting from each other by some angle. So it is called as split phase induction motor. Okay, so what is IN here? IN is the current flowing through the main or running winding. I start is the current flowing through the I start is the current flowing in starting winding, and Vt is the supply voltage. So starting winding is provided so that together with the main or working winding, motor can simulate a two-phase motor to develop torque at start. So in case of permanent capacitor motor, auxiliary winding will remain in the circuit after starting and first closely approximate a two-phase motor, and also when it is operating under load. Hence the term split phase is applied to all the single phase induction motors like resistance start motor, capacitor start motor, permanent capacitor start or single value capacitor motor, capacitor start, capacitor run motor. So when we see resistance start single phase induction motor, it will have a high resistance which is connected in series with the starting winding. So because of low resistance and high inductive reactance of main winding and high resistance and low inductive reactance of starting winding current Is will not lag so much as the main winding current Im, and at the starting main winding current will lag behind the voltage by some 70 to 80 degrees, whereas starting winding will lag by 40 degrees, approximately 40 degrees. So phase displacement between the main current and the starting winding current is about 20 to 30 degrees. So since the currents in the two windings are different in magnitude and constant of two windings are different, so arrangement forms imperfect two-phase motor that will produce a rotating magnetic field that is not uniform either in time or space but sufficient for starting the motor. So best starting condition will be obtained if the starting current and the main current will differ in time by 90 degrees. Okay. Now let us see capacitor start induction motor and capacitor run induction motor. Okay, this is a diagram schematic representation and phasor diagram of these two kinds of induction motor. So this is an improved form of resistance start split phase induction motor. So this motor is very similar to the resistance start split phase motor, except that the starting winding has a few more turns and consists of a heavier wire than the starting winding of a resistance start motor. So there is also a large electrolytic capacitor in place of a resistor here. So in place of resistor, we are keeping capacitor in series with the starting winding. So by using the capacitor of proper value, starting winding current will at standstill can be made to lead the main winding current by 90 degrees. So phasor diagram is also shown here. Capacitor will be usually mounted in a metal casing on the top of the motor, although it may be mounted in any convenient external position on the motor frame. And in some cases, capacitor is mounted inside the motor housing. And capacitor used in the capacitor start motor is of electrolytic type, and it will be designed for extremely short duty service and guaranteed for not more than 20 periods of operation per hour. And each period will exceed 3 seconds. So size of the capacitor will depend upon the rating of the motor and the value around 550 microfarad to a few hundred microfarads. So it is primarily due to the development of inexpensive yet reliable AC electrolytic capacitor that the capacitor start motor has largely replaced all other single phase motors where high starting torque is the essential requirement. So in the capacitor start motor, like resistance start motor, it will have a starting winding which will be disconnected by means of a centrifugal switch as the motor picks up speed. So because of short duty service rating of electrolytic capacitor used in capacitor start motor, proper operation of starting switch is doubly important. So faulty switch may keep the capacitor in the circuit for too long time during each starting period and thereby appreciably shortening its life. So starting winding itself will be affected by the switch in the same manner as in the resistance start motor. See in this diagram, we can see this is the main winding and starting winding. IST is the current in the starting winding, IM is the current in the main winding, C is the capacitor here, and this is the centrifugal switch squirrel cage motor. So phasor diagram is showing voltage as a reference and current is lagging voltage, and IST is the starting current, IM is the main winding current. Addition of these two currents is I. Okay, angle between voltage and IM is phi. Angle between IST and IM is alpha. Because split phase, as I said earlier, it is splitting two currents, so that is split phase, and between IST and V is phi ST. So working principle and construction of capacitor start induction motor and capacitor start capacitor run induction motors are almost same. So single phase motor is not self-starting because magnetic field produced by it is not rotating type. So in order to produce rotating magnetic field, there must be some phase difference. So in case of split phase induction motor, we use resistance for creating phase difference, but here we are using capacitor. So in capacitor start induction motor and capacitor start capacitor run induction motor, we are using two windings. One is main winding, another one is starting winding. So with starting winding, we connect a capacitor. So the current flowing in the capacitor, that is IST, will lead the applied voltage by some angle phi ST. Okay, thank you everyone for watching the video. So next class I will continue with the next two methods. So we completed split phase and capacitor start inductor motor and capacitor start capacitor run motor. Okay, these three we completed. I hope everyone understood the operation of these three induction motors. Next class I will be telling about shaded pole induction motor and permanent split capacitor motor. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Thank you. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. So what is the difference between capacitor start and capacitor start capacitor run is that centrifugal switch will be present only in capacitor start induction motor, uh, if it will not be present in capacitor start induction motor, it will be removed. Whereas in capacitor start, capacitor run, even in running condition, switch will be present. Capacitor will be present, not a switch. I'm sorry here. See, capacitor start induction motor means what? In the starting, capacitor is will be placed. Then after retaining 80 to 90% of the speed, capacitor will be removed by opening the centrifugal switch. This is capacitor start. Now what is capacitor start, capacitor run? Here capacitor will be placed in the circuit permanently. Switch will be closed. Okay, switch will be closed and capacitor will be there in the circuit permanently. Then it is called as capacitor start, capacitor run induction motor. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Thanks for watching the video.